Okay, greetings all you fellow trade devils out there. Today we're looking at the latest update to our market profile indicator. Now this is how I set mine. This is, I tell you, I consider this to be one of our most underappreciated indicators. It's some of TradeDevs, my partner's best work. So let's just go over the update here. Now let me bring over the change log here. So I'm over on our website here under market profile. Let me pop this up. Now most of the features here, and this is very feature rich, the majority of this is unchanged. So you close your eyes for a second. I don't want to make you dizzy. But if I go all the way down here to the change log here, let me get my little pen here. We can focus in here on the latest changes here. So this is some small bug fixes here, but let's just focus on this section right here. So let's see, maybe an arrow here will make this give me an arrow. Oh, that's right, we can do it with that. Let's do it this. All right, so first thing here, so we've added the option for highlighting single prints. Yeah, it's not insignificant, right? It just draws your eye to it, right? So we'll look at that when we go to the chart. TPO letters are now using auto font sizing. That's actually kind of significant. Most of the upgrade here, the code has just gotten more elegant. It's a combination of TDI Dev working on it and some improvements with the newer versions of Ninja. So this auto font sizing here makes it much easier to compress and expand a TPO chart. We'll look at that in just a second. We've added the options to define up to 5 different sessions per day. Now that's a specialty request. That's a very specific request. Someone would be doing that. So maybe they want to divide up. If we're talking about the RTH, maybe they want to take 9 open to Europe's close, and then maybe an hour in the afternoon. So we're giving you that capability. Although again, I think the majority won't use that, but it was requested, so we added it. The volume profile accuracy is improved. The labels now no longer overlap, which was kind of an annoyance in the prior version. If you were trying to compress the chart down, you would get overlap of the labeling. So that's been fixed, and then we've added more options to the drop-down menu, as with all of the latest versions of our indicators, just making it easier to get everything. To get to everything within the parameters without necessarily having to open the indicators and go into the parameters and all of that rigmarole that I'm sure you're well aware of. Okay, so that's where we are with regards to the bug fixes. Let me get that out of here. Let's get over to the chart. Okay, now, again, this is how I set it up. You'll notice here at the top that I have both an RTH and an ETH. And I think, again, this is how most that are interested in trading with market profile will want to set up. We don't want to set it up. We don't want to ignore the overnight. Traditionally, if you go back, since this was popularized, often it was just the RTH and it was looking at value proposition and movement, value area to value area from day to day. But now the markets are overnight is I wouldn't want to ignore it. So this is, I think, the best way to do it. So let's go into the parameters real quickly and look at how we can do that. So let me open it up. So I've just opened the parameters here, and you see I've applied the indicator twice. So what I'm doing here, and again, what we have this feature here where you can add additional up to 5 different time ranges. There's a bit of a drawback to that in that you'll end up with the same color palette for both of them. By doing it twice, I can get this distinction where I'm just keeping this monocolors and monochrome, right? So just one color. And then here I'm adding the colors. This is all customizable to your preference. These are the defaults, right? If you go with multicolor or monochrome, these are the defaults. Now, some people like to color code maybe just the A and B period to get the initial balance. Or the after. I mean, again, all of these color settings here, this is up to you, right? You can change the profile colors to whatever you'd like. Again, these are just defaults. So, but what you'll note here, by applying it twice, I can make that distinction. So the drop-down menu label, here's RTH, right? You see it here. And then for the overnight session, you'll see there's the ETH here. And you note here, for the market profile colors, I'm going with mono. So I get that distinction between the two. Because really, for overnight, what I'm really looking at is where's the value area, right? Where's the volume? And then as we go in, of course, you can't ignore the overnight anymore because so much data comes out at 8:30. So you've got to see how the market is responding to that as we go into the regular trading hours. So this combination, I think, makes it again, it's just, I'm going to use the word, it's the most elegant result in terms of how you might set this up to make that distinction between the two. If I cancel this, if you look over here, if you were just doing RTH and you were trying to separate it by colors, like if you wanted to do a section of the day and then another section in the day, it's too, in my opinion, it's too many colors, right? So, again, it's personal preference, but I think while you're getting the overnight here, I'm colorblind. It's too much color here. It's multicolor. So I think this will be, again, a more elegant solution here, and you get that visual, quick, at a glance clarity as we make that distinction between overnight and the RTH. Right. So now the other thing is as I went through in the features, now we can compress this information. Right. That was always the bug, and it was bug, maybe the wrong word, but it was an annoyance in the prior version. And again, that's partly some improved code and improvements with Ninja to now we don't get the overlap that we used to get before. So if I want to compress, I can, right? And if I want to, cut out just not show the overnight, I can do that as well. So a lot of features here that are flexible based on your preference, right? Based on how you like to set up your market profile. Of course, we make the assumption here, we're not doing a training course. We make the assumption that someone looking for an indicator for Ninja for market profile has particular ideas in mind, and we've tried to meet most of those expectations. So let's go to some of the drop downs here. So some of the features here, now again, this is enhanced from the prior version in that we put so much more now in the drop down. So let's just quickly go through here. This is pretty much anything you would want to adjust with regards to what you're looking at on the sheet. So, okay, do you want all days? I mean, much of this is self-explanatory. What do you want, letters or blocks, right? You can do them as blocks. Some people prefer it, right? You lose a little definition here. Again, that's personal preference here. Some people will do blocks for the overnight and maybe letters for the day session. Again, we're just giving you that capability. There's mono or multiple color. Do I want to show levels on all days? Yes or no, right? Again, I've got many of these extended. We'll look at that in a second. First letter outline, always a good idea because you want to see within that 30-minute window, where did it open, right? Where did that TPO row, where did it start? So where were we? So that first level outline, I again, personal preference, but I think it's a good idea to draw your eye to where did that bar open. Countdown above and below, you'll see over here if I want to see how many TPOs are above below the POC. I tend to just leave it on current day only, but it's kind of small over here, right? Because I've got this compressed. But I can see, right, much more TPOs were below than above, right? It's kind of a nice little quick at a glance feature. Some people, when they're first, if you're new to TPO and to a market profile, sometimes just having the candles on in the background to kind of get your brain adjusted to what you're looking at, because it's just a different way to organize the data. But that reference, since we're all used to either a bar chart or a candlestick chart, it can help you connect what you're seeing with what you're used to seeing, right? So that's just an option. Now, split the profile. Well, we can do that a couple of ways, right? So here, it's going to split all of them. But I can also, and this is the same as it was in the prior version, I can just go over here and I can split it here. There, I'm splitting the overnight. So if I've got it twice, right, I'm going to have two sets of controls. So if I want to unsplit the overnight, if I come over here and I want to split, now I'm splitting on the right side. So I can open this up, certainly. Right, and then here you see, okay, well, there's the open, so that's the advantage of highlighting that first TPO letter here, because I want to see where in that 30-minute trading period, where did we open? Where did the B session open? C set. What's the trend that I'm seeing here? And this is kind of an interesting day in that we open down here, go up, then come all the way back down, leave a tail down here, a selling tail, right? As you can see it here, it's interesting. Comes right back into the overnight volume profile. A good example of why you wouldn't want to ignore the overnight here is we come right to that value area high of the overnight as we put in the low, ends up being the IB low, and then we snap all the way back up here where we get a selling tail up here, a tail up here on this TPO here where we have just single prints, and then the market comes back down here and we close right at the POC. That's pretty common. Let's see here. So let's unsplit this here. You just, of course, splitting, right? For anyone who's used to working with a market profile chart, it's very advantageous. Here we get the full representation of it, but during the day as we're progressing, coming off of a low like this, it's kind of handy to be able to quickly unsplit that and see what was happening the rest of the day, and then I can see if we do any are we trending? Are we overlapping any single time framing? All of that just becomes very obvious to you. But again, that highlight of each bar, right, I think is quite useful. Okay, so let me bring that back to regular split here, and let's just compress down. Something else that you'll see here that I have highlighted, and again, this is just my personal preference. If I'm going to go to RTH here, I want to extend the line. So you'll note here I have the POC, the market profile POC. I can also extend the volume profile POC, which I tend to do as well, certainly for the day session. Do I want to extend that? Well, if I do, okay, well now I'm extending the volume profiles point of control, right? Again, it's just a question of how many lines do you want on your chart, right? So that's a kind of personal preference. Volume profile value area high or low, right? Some people like to have both of those extended, but of course we highlight it so your eye can be drawn to it. So again, that's more personal preference, right? This yellow kind of highlighted box area is so we can just at a quick glance, where's value moving? Are we going lower, 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 higher, right? So that's really what you're doing with market profile. Where is value being found, and are we changing where we're finding it? As you see here, kind of had this is end of December coming into the new year. We all saw the pretty substantial downtrend. This is the Santa Claus rally that never showed up. So value, 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 until finally we get a little pop. Maybe that's signs of potential into the new year. We shall see. Now, of course, you have that same capability here with the extended trading hours, which is, again, why I think this is the most elegant way to set this up. So do I want to extend anything in the overnight? Well, maybe I don't want to extend that. Maybe I don't want the POC. Maybe I don't want any of that. I just want to extend the point of control, right? So here now, of course, you see the advantage where I've got these naked points of control up here, which the market will be drawn to if it starts to head that direction. So you're getting all sorts of, in the language of market profile, market generated information, right? MGI, right? So rather than us, trying to predict, the market is giving you all of this information. If we're going to head up here, well, first thing we got to do is get past that value area high. And if we do, well, the next POC might be a reasonable target. And then I've got an IB high up here, more targets, right? If we head back the other direction, right? It's essentially, right? You're getting a different way to represent support and resistance and value, right? That's truly the value of a market profile chart and indicator. Okay, I think we've covered all of the changes. I don't think there's anything in here. Settings, you can leave the default here. This is all pretty much optimized here as a very good starting point. If you're changing it, it's because you know what you're doing and you have a specific need to be doing that. What are we showing here? Now, one thing I ran into this and frustrated my partner. It would be easy to do this because this is what I did. I turned off this, and then I was over here on RTH going, hey, extend the lines. Oh, extend that. Right. Oh shit. Maybe it was the wrong one. So if I'm here and I go show and I go show levels, none. Well, I had it set that way, and then I'm coming over here and I'm going, okay, extend the value area high, extend the value area low. Oh, it's not working. Whoa, okay. Support, and then you're sending a support ticket. Careful of that, right? It's easy to do if you're in the show here and maybe you're experimenting with some of this and you didn't realize you had this turned off. Well, of course, we're giving you the option here to show all days or just the current day. Right, so I tend to keep it on all days because I don't want to miss something like a naked point of control, etc. Okay, so I think that gives you enough to get started with this. This, like all of our indicators, is available for a 7-day trial. So you get a full week of trading days, regardless of when you download it. So I would encourage you to do that. I mean, this is extremely well suited to someone who has a basic understanding of a market profile and is just looking for it on Ninja. I think there is nothing like this available for Ninja. Hands down, this is the best market profile indicator available. Of course, I'm not objective about that. In my opinion, I should qualify it. This is as good as you'll find for Ninja. So with that, I think I would strongly encourage you to download it and trial it, particularly if you have a little bit of experience with market profile. For those of you that are not familiar with market profile, it's such an underappreciated way to approach the market. But it's a little bit it can be a little bit intimidating at first because it's so different to what you're used to. If there's enough demand for it here, we'll do a we may bundle this with a course on market profile. It would depend on the level of interest in that. But I use it all the time. The more I use it, the more I appreciate it. So something to consider. Okay, with that, that's probably got there's 15 minutes. That's enough time to get through all of the updated features here. I strongly recommend that you give it a try. And watch it for a week. See what kind of value you can draw from it. Plenty of content online about how to use a market profile. So I'll spare you that here in this little video. But again, if there's enough interest in it, we'll do it. We'll put together a little mini course on how to use it. Okay, with that, I wish you guys good trading, and we'll see you on the next one.